MLS is back. Match day 1 kicks off tomorrow with Columbus taking on Atlanta United, 2 p.m. Eastern time on Apple TV. And we are now so excited to be joined by Columbus keeper Patrick Schulte. And I was in Columbus for MLS Cup. The atmosphere was just out of control. The vibes, obviously, just incredible. So how was the offseason for you? And are you ready to defend your honor to start the season?
Yeah. The vibes were incredible. The city of Columbus really showed out for the final. It was awesome. But, all season was good. It was short, but it was perfect. We got a little downtime with some friends and family. Just got to, stay sharp and got right back into it right away. And, I'm just really excited to, kind of get back out there and compete at the highest level and, play in front of our amazing fans.
Now, last season, obviously, with Wilfred Nancy, it went very well. In your second season with him, what has kind of been the message from him ahead of defending this title? What has he communicated to you guys? What's the overall idea of this season?
Honestly, he kind of went back to square one. Kind of where we started last year, keeping the same principles. Having the same goals of, our first step is to make the playoffs. And then from there we go on and try and accomplish more. But, we kind of went just back to the basics. We have new guys, a lot of the same team, but we have new guys. So we're trying to implement them into the system and everything. So, as of right now, it's very, stick to the task, stick to what's coming ahead, which is the game on Saturday. And we'll live and learn the moments throughout the year, but honestly, just trying to stick to the task at hand.
I remember last season there was a lot of belief in one another, especially down the stretch, a lot of belief from your head coach. And in your own personal development, I think you've mentioned that he puts a lot of faith in you. And how has that just helped give you the confidence to take on what you took on last year and to compete? And the next step now for you, what is that going forward?
Yeah, it's tremendous, him having the belief in me, and not only just myself, but the whole team, just kind of gives you, like you said, the confidence to, achieve more and, want to grow to the highest of your capability. So for me this year, I just want to be more of a leader on this team, and just have a bigger role than what I did last year from, where I started to where I finished. I know the standard of play that I can play at and I should hold myself to. So just trying to keep my standard high and just, lead this team in any way possible, as well as, just doing my job on the field.
Now, 2022, you were MLS Next Pro Cup champion. Last year, MLS Cup champion. How do you come in every single day and say, hey, it doesn't really matter what's on offer. I'm going to be the best version of myself today and continue to bring in trophies after that?
Yeah, I think it's why we play the sport. We want to win trophies, and it keeps me motivated. As every day when we walk in here, you see the trophies on the that are displayed, and then you see the memorabilia on the walls and stuff, and it kind of just keeps you going. And for me, it's I always want to be the best player I can be, and so every day I know I got to get out there and give it 100% because I've won the last 2 years, but that doesn't satisfy me. I want to win again. And so that's what keeps me motivated is just, wanting to raise more trophies and having moments like that because those are the ones that you'll remember forever.
So we like to get to know you a little bit better on the show as well. So just tell us, growing up, who maybe was your goalkeeping idol, or if there were any players that you really admired their game, either for what they did on the field or off the field.
Yeah, for me it was Tim Howard. Obviously, I was a left winger when I was a kid, and during the South Africa World Cup is when I actually switched to goalie. So you're watching him stand on his head against Belgium, and just throughout the whole tournament, it was kind of, for me, it was like, all right, that's who I want to be. I want to play at the highest level and be on the highest stage, and be able to showcase my ability. And so growing up, it was, always, that's who I wanted to be. So yeah, he's a guy that, I would say is my goalkeeping idol from a young age.
You also played a little basketball in high school, I see. 3-year varsity basketball player. So first of all, the question that's written is how good is your game on the court? But I want to know, so you're 6'3", so what position did you play in basketball?
I was a point guard, actually.
You were point guard?
Yeah, I didn't hit my growth spurt until like midway through high school.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, so I was always a point guard growing up my whole life. So it kind of had a little bit of advantage because there was a bigger guy always guarding me.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I would score the ball a little bit, but my favorite thing to do was like passing.
Yeah.
And so I would always just like kind of take pride in just like, controlling and running the offense. And yeah, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. I watch it all the time, and I wish I could play it a little more.
Yeah.
But
I also grew up.
My game is pretty good. I'll say that.
Okay, all right. That's a challenge if I ever see you in person. I also grew up playing basketball. I played point guard as well. So that's. I wonder though, did any of the skills translate to soccer? Because as you mentioned, you were playing basketball. You also, I'm assuming, grew up playing soccer as well. But you were playing both sports, until it was time to probably pick one. So what made you decide that soccer was what you wanted to focus on going forward, and have maybe just even how you see the field? Did that translate from the court to the field at all?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was, with being a point guard and kind of running the offense and seeing the plays, basketball is played at a lot higher or a lot faster pace than being a goalkeeper. So I always felt like when I would come back from basketball, I would just read the games and read everything so much faster. And so it would just kind of translate. I feel like I would see plays, 1 or 2 steps ahead, or just, understanding where players are at certain times or where they need to be, as well as kind of, being a leader, especially, kind of, calling people out and putting them where they should be, whether that's, in the back line or on crosses or corners or, kind of whatever. Just, being a leader on the field definitely translated.
All right, Patrick, you're a St. Louis area kid. Obviously, there is now a St. Louis MLS team. Without getting you in trouble with your current employers, is it ever a dream for you to play for your hometown club?
It's a dream to play in the city, and we have a chance to hopefully play them in the Champions Cup, and that's my goal. I would love to go there. All my friends and family have been to games, and they talk about how awesome the atmosphere is and everything. And I just want to experience it for one game. And if that ever happens, I definitely won't take it for granted. But I love it here, and the fans are amazing, and the city's, taking me in. It's my second home. So, yeah, I'd love to play there and experience it for one game for sure.
You really took on that media training. Fantastic answer. You were just in January camp with the U.S. men's national team. You got to starting goal against Slovenia. What are your aspirations at the highest level? Where do you see yourself playing eventually? I'm assuming you want those gloves, and how quickly do you think you can get there? What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, the experience was amazing. Just kind of getting to experience it, rep your country is always an honor. And then just to learn Greg's system and work with Greg and the coaching staff as well as the players, it was a dream come true. But for me, I just want to be the best player I can be, and I would love to represent my national team and love to play in the World Cups and play in Copa Americas. But I know I just got to take it one day at a time and just continue to get better, because I know I got a long way to go, and obviously those are my aspirations and goals, but, I got to put one foot in front of the other. I can't, take these big leaps, because then, I'll miss out on some development and miss out on a lot of things. So just taking it one day at a time and learning as much as I can.
You mentioned just taking it one day at a time, but you are Olympic age eligible. There is an Olympics taking place in Paris this summer. So how can you, you say taking it one day at a time, how can you use your time in MLS and just trying to get better to probably put yourself in that position to, if there is a selection, hopefully be in the mix there?
Yeah, definitely it's in the back of my mind. It'd be, I grew up watching the Olympics, and it'd be a dream come true to, represent your country playing in the Olympics and being an Olympian. But, you know, I know I got to be playing well and playing with my club. So it all starts, you know, here and starts on Saturday. It's, you know, just, you know, putting the best performances and stacking them on top of each other for, you know, my name to be in the, you know, in the pool and hopefully being called when it comes time. But, you know I gotta, you know, work and grind and do the stuff every day so I can put the performances together on Saturday.
We didn't ask you the most important question about you being a hooper. Can you dunk?
Yeah, I can.
All right.
Definitely can get up there a little bit.
Good. I'm glad to hear you. I'm glad to hear you. You keepers work on jumping every day. You should be able to dunk. I didn't want to make fun of you if you couldn't dunk. But now that we,
but wait,
are you the best hooper
wait.
on the crew? That's the final question we got to ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt, nobody here. They can't stand a chance.
It wasn't even a question.
Could you, before you hit your growth spurt, were you dunking in high school?
Yeah, it was kind of like as
All
I
right.
started to hit my growth spurt, I was getting up there, and by my senior year, it was pretty effortless.
Awesome.
Love
All
that.
right, good stuff. Patrick, thanks so much for taking the time. Best of luck to you this season, and especially kicking things off on Saturday.
Appreciate you, brother. Best of luck, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, anytime.